Can everyone see that or not?
I can't see anything yet.
Okay.
That I can see.
Wonderful. Welcome, everyone. We are so excited to be here. Today is Wednesday, July 15th, and we have a very requested, very loved nurse practitioner on with us tonight, a corporate employee that's a wealth of knowledge. We're very excited to have Lauren Bush with us. She's going to be talking on something that I have never heard, so I've been literally getting like beyond anxious feelings, so excited. Mom life must-haves. And before we turn it over to her, here are some July specials. Through midnight tonight is definitely the deep blue, but here are some limited time offers. The endless summer, the was originally the Father's Day. Gosh, guys, I love the Chinrin-yuku in my hair. I love the bath bar. And then all of us, maybe not the Alaskan folks, but all of us would love to have that travel sun kit that they have right there. Great gift ideas and still available for everyone. So please take advantage of that. If you're in the community, next Tuesday, we're going to do some forest bathing. Please join us. And next week, a very hot topic, the parasite conversation we need to have with Dr. Shane. And then on the 29th, we have Angela, who is going to be talking on daily energy routine with essential oils. And we've got some great ones coming up that we're working on to get the images for August as well. And this is the image, save the date for Betty. So it isn't just for people that are right now leaders. It's for anyone that you know that loves doTERRA that is maybe wanting to talk about it. And this is also local on August 11th from 5:30 to 8:30. So please come and attend that as well. And this is a Masters Club event, so it runs through the end of August. So if you are new to doTERRA, looking to be joining, um, reach out to anyone who's invited you to see if they have a code, a special code to get these amazing gifts that doTERRA is so generous with. If you don't, I have one. I am part of Masters Club right now, so reach out to me, and you all have will have my contact at the end as well. And I am going to stop sharing and turn this over to our very loved, very knowledgeable, and dear friend, Lauren Bush.
Alrighty, I'm so excited to hang out with you guys. I'm gonna pull up some slides. Really, I want this to be much more discussion based than just, hey, I'm doing a slideshow for you guys. But um, like Sandy said, this is a needed conversation, whether it's the moms, whether it's the dads, whether it's the grandparents that are actively raising the grandkids or just around the grandkids all the time. It is what are the tools that everybody needs to have in their home to make life easier? So, for those of you who are brand new to doTERRA, anything that you get from doTERRA isn't supposed to be one more thing to use, to do, to learn, to figure out, like taking up more space on the kitchen counter. Your nights, like it's not the one more thing. It's what can we do to make life easier? And I am going to speak a lot to the moms, but for the dads here, this applies to you as well. Moms, we just tend to have this behavior where we put ourselves last in effort to show our children and our families how much we love them. And then because we are loving on everyone else and putting ourselves so last, our cup is empty. And then we don't really show up as the kind of mom, spouse, friend, daughter, church member, all the things that we really wish we were because we're so empty inside, because we're so drained. So we're going to go a little bit into what you need to do to care for yourself so you can be the kind of mom, grandmom, auntie, whatever you want to be. And how do you use the tools that doTERRA offers so that life is easier because they're there and they're not just one extra thing. So one of the things that I love to speak, especially to moms and grandmoms, this applies to you as well because it is never too late to change the behaviors and start filling up your cup, is that you literally can't pour from an empty cup. And I will always use myself as an example so I don't feel like I'm calling somebody else out. I remember being a brand new mom. I think I had two little ones at this point, so I'm a proud mama of nine. I think I had two at this point. And I'm home. It was my day off from the hospital, and I was sitting there watching some Oprah because my mom handed down a love for watching the Oprah show. So I'm watching it, and Oprah is interviewing this woman who's a psychologist, and she's going off about how moms put themselves last and how they can't pour from an empty cup and how moms need to do a better job taking care of themselves. And I remember something like deep inside me was instantly triggered. And I was like, this woman is obviously not a mother. She doesn't know what it means to show people that you love them, that you would do anything for them besides to take care of yourself. And anybody who spends time taking care of themselves obviously is very privileged and they must have all this extra money that they're sitting at the spa and getting their hair done. And the rest of us are like, we're really committed to motherhood. It was a major emotional trigger for me. And again, I'm a brand new mom, two little ones that are born 14 months apart, very close together. And I remember this deep trigger. And at that time, I didn't realize how deeply that had been passed down from multiple generations to me. The example my grandmom set, the one my mother set, what other women that I had looked at as great moms. And I'm like, obviously, this person on the Oprah show has no idea what she's talking about. So today I'm going to challenge that for all of us because I have learned for me when I have done the most neglecting of myself, and again, I'm not talking about days at the spa, I'm talking about the basics. Like, can we at least get our nutritional needs met? At those moments where I have put it all in. My day is so dedicated to my children, and day after day after day, eventually I am the worst type of mother because my patience are very limited. I'm snappy. The kids are like, come out and play with us. And I'm like, I just want to sit on my butt for a minute because I'm exhausted because I did all the dishes and I cooked all the meals and I scrubbed the toilets. And I didn't ask any of you guys to do that. And here I am doing your laundry and you guys get to go play. I became resentful. And the guilt when I would hit the bed at night when I'm like, oh, my kids wanted me to tuck them in. And I'm like, you can tuck yourselves in. I'm in the middle of folding your laundry. Like, I was not the kind of mother I wanted to be. And so it is you put yourself so dead last that your brain isn't firing right, your hormones aren't firing right, your emotions are not like nothing is working correctly. And so everything we thought we were being modeled of what a loving female does for the people that they love and care for actually makes us show up as the worst version of ourselves. And so the only way to undo the mom guilt, ladies, is to stop putting yourselves dead last. And again, I'm not talking about moments at the spa. I'm like, at least nutrient needs. It's not whatever your kids had left on their plate. You'll go ahead and like grab what everyone else had left while you're in the middle of doing the dish. No, 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 no. Like sit down, have the meals, prioritizing sleep when possible. When they're little, it's a little hard, and actually getting good nutrients into the system. So today we're going to talk about what the foundation is for like good motherhood, caring for yourself, the basics that should be in every home because it actually makes parenting a million times easier. And then let's put it into real life. So for example, when you're on empty, like I already used my example, low energy, you got a short fuse, you have no bandwidth, and the mom guilt just keeps on playing. Like I said, I'm more discussion than so here it is. This is how we're going to use doTERRA to make motherhood more simple. Every single day, if my brain, my ovaries, my skin, my liver, my heart, if they have what they need to do their job, the burnout doesn't rule my life. And the fastest, easiest way to do that is just to start the day off with nutrition. If it's impossible to sit down and have a well-made, protein-loaded breakfast, lunch, and dinner, can I at least give my cells what they need to do their job? That's a win right there. If I can do a better job with the meals I'm eating, that's a better outcome right there. But let's at least get the basic needs met. Your brain will not work correctly without the right nutrients. The organs in your body, they don't. And eventually you will be run down, diseased, and have a bunch of health problems, and everyone else will have to take care of you. And that's actually what we want. We want everybody to be healthy and enjoying life together. Then there should be about 12 oils that every home should have. And the reason I say that is because, guys, life is going to show up. Someone's going to fall down and skin their knee. Your son's going to decide he wants to take up skateboarding and he's going to bump his head more often than you wish he was. And because he's 14 and he's stubborn and doesn't want to put the helmet on and you're trying to chase him down the street, get the helmet on his head and you're like, oh, there's some oils I need to have in my home. And the husband who's going to think, oh, I'm the same guy I was in high school and I could probably lift this amount and instead I throw out my back and I've got to have some oils on hand, right? And then for some reason in the middle of our lives, our hormones decide to act like we're 12 years old again and our skin breaks out. And you're like, how can I be 45 with a skin breakout again? And life's going to show up. So there are some basic oils that if they're in every home, at your fingertips, you have a tool to pull for. Is it the most robust routine? No, but it's like I have an emergency. The kid fell down. I need him to calm down. It is in the middle of the night. The baby is teething. Do I have something to calm the baby down, to calm myself down? I'm burnt out, like all the things. If you have the top 12 oils in your home, you'll have the basic needs met. And then there's those things in life that rise up that need a little extra. So, for example, after 9 children, my body's like, I think you've just proven for the last 9 years that sleep isn't actually mandatory. You've been able to exist without it. And I have to convince my body I would be a much more enjoyable person if I slept 8 hours a night. And so diffusing Serenity isn't enough for me. Does it make a difference on its own? Yeah, it does. My body needs more convincing than that. So I need Serenity soft gels and I need a Serenity stick. And for me, that's what we call a targeted solution. It's what is the routine that provides the amount of support that my body needs for something that's a bigger focus. For those of you who are dealing with pain on a daily basis, maybe just utilizing deep blue oil takes the edge off, but it's really not enough to get you up and moving with your family, enjoying at the level that you want. And maybe you need Copaiba soft gels and turmeric duo caps. And that makes a difference between like, I feel like I'm 16 again, or I feel like I'm 65, right? So there are routines of like where we're like, this is a really big goal, and doTERRA has those needs met as well. But if we at least have the basics, and we decided to go for a walk with a 35-pound weighted vest and our knees are aching, we can at least go grab our Copaiba and our Deep Blue. And we know like for right now I have this, and then I can add to my medicine cabinet, my things that I know to reach for. Okay, so we're going to talk about why I'm going to suggest VMG. So doTERRA has two paths when it comes to nutrition. One is LLV, or lifelong vitality. Who doesn't want that? And we'll call that the pill form of nutrients. So if you're like, I just like the pill form, it's what I know, it's what I love, great, fantastic. doTERRA also has something called VMG and E Omega Plus that you would take separate, and that's the quick drink form. And for me as a mom, that's the form I like because I feel like I'm starting my day off with like a poolside drink when it's 103 out, and I throw some ice cubes in and I've got my fancy green drink that I love. My kids, I can make up for my little ones. I actually make up one packet for my 3 little ones in a shaker bottle. I pour it into tiny glasses. My kids have the nutrients they need for the day, and I don't feel like I'm guilty just caring for myself. We all get to kind of do that together. My teenagers like drinking better than they like being able to have extra pills to swallow, so they prefer the drink version. And then we're making sure that, again, most of us have some faults when it comes to eating our food. And even if we ate perfectly, there are some nutrient gaps that just happen. And those nutrients are necessary for every cell in your body to function. So when you think you're doing it all right, there's still not enough in our foods. So we need to make sure that we're supplementing the gap. Now, obviously, I'm not saying drink VMG and go eat McDonald's foods, but sometimes the fast food happens because you're running kids to 6 different sports, and that was all the only thing that was open at 11 o'clock at night. And we get that too. But again, formatted so that you can say, I eat healthy and I close the gaps in with my VMG. So 2 options. You get to pick what serves and works better for you. I know Dr. Riggs travels a lot and he likes taking LLV whenever he travels. That's easier for him than being able to go on the road and try to find a water bottle to add his VMG to. But when he's home, he likes VMG. I will scour and I will make sure I have water bottles wherever I go because I like traveling with my VMG Plus. So again, you get to work what works for you, and it is supporting the whole family. Of those top 12 oils, I just wanted to touch on them really shortly, just so you can see why these oils. So one, lavender, it's calming for the skin, it's calming for your kid, it's calming for you. Lemon, it will clean anything. As a mom, I have used lemon to pull permanent marker off of things that never should have seen permanent marker. Thank you to little boys. I have used it to take those little tiny ponytail holders out of my daughter's hair that somehow she decided to sleep in, and I thought they would never, and I just did a drop and it just popped right out of her. It was fantastic. I have used it to get gum off of surfaces. I've used it to get tags and stickers from things I purchased off of it. My husband has used lemon oil to polish his golf clubs. And then on top of all of it, it's one of my most favorite oils to add to my water bottle in metal. And I have a copper water, but in that, not into plastic, because also it's very cleansing for the body. So it keeps everything moving. It helps anything I'm exposed to during the day move through the body. It supports glutathione production. Lemon is just the miracle every mom needs to have because some child will pick up the permanent marker or a sticky substance. You need it in your home. Peppermint, it is cooling, it's calming, it supports the respiratory system and the digestive system. Like, ladies, this is multitasking. This is money saving. If I have these, I can figure just about anything out. So my kids have a fever, I go to peppermint. I am having a hot flash, I go to peppermint. If I have forgot to brush my teeth because the day just got away from me, I have my peppermint to refresh my breath and not to be like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to know I forgot to brush my teeth because I had to run into mom mode really fast. Tea tree, again, really cleansing for the skin, really good for when the hormones get a mess for the teenagers or for mom or a boo-boo happens and you want to make sure it doesn't get an infection. Love tea tree. Serenity for sleep, straightforward on that one. Frankincense, I'll say as a mom with kids, especially boys who think they're invincible, all the times the noggins have been bonked, we reach for frankincense constantly. Deep blue, sore and achy anything, whether this is your student athletes, this is you realizing I am older now than I realized I was, and I shouldn't have probably pushed my body that hard, or the hubby that's been working hard and is like, I came home and I don't know how I'm gonna get up for work again tomorrow. Breathe brought me to doTERRA. As a nurse, I thought I had everything figured out. Didn't believe oils could do anything. My daughter had major respiratory issues, and after years of the medical system giving it their best go, the solution came down to placing a trach vent, which is a hole in the throat, was their solution for her. And I finally gave in, tried oils, and my daughter does not have a hole in her throat, hasn't been back to the hospital. It was my, as a nurse, oils have a valid place in healthcare, and I love Breathe. DigestZen, think of this as like your Pepto-Bismol of oils. Again, lots of reasons to have this on hand, whether it's coming up, it's going out faster than it should be. Obviously, a good reason to have it in the home, on guard. Let's not wait for the immune systems to get run down. Let's support them, especially with back to school season coming. I use all the things on guard, and I'm going to mention some of my favorite ones in a minute. Copaiba, to the moms whose nerves are fried, to the one that's getting to the end of the day. And if my kid wants to hug me, I'm touched out. I appreciate they want to hug, but I don't want to be touched. Like our nervous system is getting that overstimulated. Copaiba is your best friend. And wild orange, because for any of you who are raising cranky teenagers, you can put this in a diffuser before they come up and join the rest of the family and watch the mood change. So anyways, here's great reasons why these 12 oils will be great ones to have in your home, can be used every day. But the most important thing is if you have those oils in your home right now and they're sitting in a box or they're sitting in a drawer, you're never going to use them. They'll only get pulled out for the emergency moments and not for everyday life. And so what I want to do for the rest of our time together is I want to just discuss where should the tools be? Where do you want to have them so that when life shows up, you don't have to go in full-blown panic mode or run to the store to go find something else. You have the most useful tools at your fingertips that you can feel confident with using, that you feel safe about using, and that you know that are actually going to move the needle for yourself and your kids. So some things, let's talk about the bags, because that's an easy place to get things in places that we're going to use it and take it everywhere. So in the diaper bag, if you have little ones at home, there's a couple things that I would say every brand new mom or mom with little kids or grandma with little kids or to all the dads out there who are the ones with the little kids and you're toting them around. There's a couple things that if I could say if you could have these four things on hand when you're taking the kids out, you have almost everything covered. One of them is going to be the On Guard sanitizing mist. So besides having our immune supporting essential oil blend in it, it is a sanitizer. And I'll go into why that matters in a minute. Correct-X, think of this as a more natural, more effective version of Neosporin. Okay. Lavender, because life's going to show up and I'll go over lavender in a minute. And then Tamer is an amazing option for kids with tummy issues. I have multiple children that once we get in the car, If the stomachs aren't empty, they get empty really fast. And so there's a couple oils I've learned to keep on hand. So if you have those same type of children in your hand where motion sickness runs rampant, DigestZen and Tamer would be two options and see which one works better for your kiddos. So why the On Guard mist? Okay, I cannot be the only mom that has been out with her children and has had to go into a public restroom, and you're realizing you have to go pee, but the kids also have to go pee. And the minute that you get on the toilet, somebody's trying to crawl out from underneath the stall and their hands are on the public bathroom floor. And maybe you're trying to get another little one on the toilet and one's crawling over here, touching this, touching that, dropping the binky on the floor. And you're like, how many things did we just get exposed to in 1.5 minutes? And how do I get rid of it as fast as possible? Your kids just don't see what you see in the world. They don't see it as germy as somebody just went to the bathroom and there's probably things on their hands that touched a handle and now they're touching the handle and putting their hands in their mouth. And so for me to be able to have the On Guard sanitizing mist as a mom is life-changing. I get to mist my way into the stall. I can mist all the surfaces so I can hold kids in the room, make sure everybody's safe. I can use the bathroom. I can put little kids on the toilet. The other ones are getting sprayed and misted as we're leaving before anything touches. I've had times in grocery stores where little ones were teething and you got them in the front of the grocery cart and all of a sudden you realize that they're using the handle from the front of the cart as the teething tool at that moment. And you know, either it wasn't cleaned and they're getting tons of germs in their mouth, or something really toxic and disgusting was used to sanitize it. And now that's in my baby's mouth. So I love having On Guard sanitizing mist because it's easy. It sprays on surfaces, hands, and areas. When public bathrooms don't smell pleasant, I am like misting it all over the place because I don't like bad smells. I'm spritzing down the cart before I throw my kids into it. It's just something that makes life easy. I even had moments where like my teenagers were out and were like, my piercing, my ear piercing feels like it's infected. Do you have anything on hand? And we have even pulled out the hand sanitizing mist to like clean off because they were just playing with an earring that they thought was infected and their hands weren't clean. And anyways, you will find so many uses for something that is so safe and natural, and yes, is 99.9% effective at killing the most common germs. So it's something that works great. It doesn't dry out your hands. It smells like Christmas. Who doesn't need that all year long? And again, it's something that's really easy to send with your kids when they head off to school too. Okay, so that's kind of like the diaper bag tools. Make sure you have your Correct-X, you have your Tamer, you have your Lavender, and you have your On Guard sanitizing mist. Okay, now let's jump to the purse because maybe this is the working mom. And again, life is still going to show up, and there's so many things that I would suggest having. So, for you personally, here's why I would choose these four main products. And there's probably other ones that people are like, I can't go anywhere with that. So, throw it in the chat. What is your thing that you love, your favorite essential oil, your favorite product that you have in your purse or your go-to bag that you're like non-negotiable, take it with me. You guys throw it in the chat. For me, some ones that I would tell everybody to have on hand, frankincense, peppermint, I love it, is past tense. Past tense actually comes in a stick form. If you're not familiar with past tense, this is all things head tension. So when the headaches are coming on and that's what's holding you back from showing up in the way that you want to show up, and you're like, I'm at the park, and the kids are like, come push me, and you're like, if I move, the pounding in my head is going to ruin everything, right? Past tense I would have on hand, whether it's for you or somebody else. It's a great one to have. I love putting it right along the hairline. And then for me specifically, because I carry tension by going like this and pulling up my shoulders, and I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? Everything here tenses. And so I don't just do my hairline, that works to get rid of the headache, but I also want to pull all the tension out of the muscles. And so I'll actually put the past tense stick on my shoulders and like slightly back on the back of near my shoulder blades. And it just melts everything away. It's more than just getting rid of the headache. So one of my favorites. At minimum, you should also have peppermint because one, there are those moments that you realize that either you skipped brushing your teeth, you put too much garlic in your eggs that morning, or the day has just gone long and you're dehydrated and we need something to help with what's going on in the mouth. Peppermint is brilliant for that. When the kids came home from the park today, my kids were all like beet red, and I'm like, drink up. This is going to help a whole bunch. But I'm also pulling out peppermint and diluting it down with some coconut oil, and I was rubbing it all down their backs to kind of bring their body temperatures down. Again, we already talked about calming the stomach. It helps open up the airway when everything's stuffy and humid. I saw so many people commenting in the chat that it's super smoky where they're at. So, like, how do we support healthy breathing? Peppermint is another one. Again, multitask that peppermint. DigestZen, because I feel like in the summertime, we're traveling. We're trying new foods. We're trying to convince a kid to try new foods. Sometimes that doesn't mix the new foods, the car ride, or just sometimes you're out and you want to go, have a graduation party or summer barbecue, and the little one, you can see they're just feeling off. And you can use something that's so natural, so safe to calm everything back down so you guys can finish enjoying your time with friends and family, right? Or not go home and have a sleepless night because the tummies are so upset. And then again, Correctex, I have pulled this out in the summertime when we've been hiking and my kids didn't bring any chapstick and their lips were chapped. We've used Correctex. It's the fall down and scuffing up the knee. I'll pull out Correctex. Little ones trying new adventures. Like, I don't know. My 6-year-old decided he'd like to learn how to carve sticks. Don't even know where he got the pocket knife from. Boo-boos happen. So we pull out Correctex. So just a couple of favorites that I would say if you at least have these in your hand, you can handle a lot of what life is throwing your way. And they're easy ones to be able to keep in your purse. Like I mentioned, I like things that multitask. So I just wanted to highlight peppermint one more time as definitely one of the oils to have on hand. There's a couple, cross jobs, like we mentioned, DigestZen or Tamer are really good for tummies, and they have peppermint in it. So if you just have one, that one alone, keep it out, utilize it. And then I'll tell you my favorite non-life emergency use for peppermint is in the summertime when everybody is getting dehydrated. I don't like Gatorade. I'm really picky about what my kids drink. And one of our favorite family combos is we will fill up the blender with ice, watermelon, like a pinch of like natural salt, a tiny bit of honey, and a drop of peppermint. And we will make watermelon slushies that are rehydrating. You can even add recharge to that if you want to add your strawberry recharge or your lemon lime recharge to it. You have so many different things you could do, but it's like our favorite fancy family drink for cooling everybody down. And the peppermint helps a whole bunch with that as well. So super fun, super easy way to use peppermint. The other one is lavender, and I brushed over it for the diaper bag, but the reason I would say lavender is another must-have, keep it everywhere, keep it out, please don't store it in a drawer, is because it's all things calming. It's calming when you've had too much time in the sun. It is calming if this is the only go-to you had because somebody brushed their knee or their stubbed a toe, like it's calming there. It calms the kid down. Sometimes summer days are really long and the meltdowns are happening and it's not a time where you can actually just leave and go home and put them to bed and you're trying to like make the most of all day long. Lavender is one of my favorite. Actually, we also have a dog in our home and fireworks in summer. I actually use lavender a lot for my dog to calm him down when the loud noises are happening or the days have been long. So fur babies or your regular babies. And it calms mom down too. So it's just something so beautiful. When my kids were a little bit younger, one of my favorites is I would actually put lavender like on my neck or like the top of my chest before holding the baby, and the baby connects the time with mom as calming. We're co-regulating, right? But additionally, the whole scent of lavender is calming for the baby as well. And then if you have lavender and peppermint together, you have everything you need for a headache as well. So even if you just had these two, if it was the only two you had on hand, again, magic with having the right support on hand, having it close by. I actually keep both lavender and peppermint in my first aid kit that we take when we go out as a family too, because again, so many different uses. For the kids' backpack, moms, there are those moments where you're like, I'm so glad my kids went to school. I gotta get a break today. And there's other times you're like, I wish I was there with them because I wish I could help them navigate this, that, or the other thing, or make sure they didn't bring anything extra home with them they shouldn't have brought home, right? So this is an extension of mothering while your kids go to school. And the more empowering we can be as moms as our kids leave the home, that they're like, I have tools I know how to use. To me, that's one of the greatest gifts that doTERRA provides is my kids know how to use oils on their own. They know how to like when something pops up, my kids know what to reach for. And that one, it means I don't get 8 million questions times 9 children. So that makes my life easier. But two, how proud I am as a mom where kids like my daughter had friends over the other day. One of the girls had really bad period cramps and she's like, oh, no problem. Went and grabbed her Clary-Calm and some peppermint and was like, let me help you. Like that is really fun as a parent to be like, they know what to do. They know how to take care of themselves. And it raises them to look at other people and like how can they help and give back to the world. So a couple things that you can consider giving to your kids so that they have it when they're not with you and they mom taught me how to do this. One, I'm gonna say it again, that On Guard sanitizing mist because kids just touch things and it smells good. So it's something easy they can take with them. It's not toxic like all the other hand sanitizers, something easy. Tamer, if you have a kid that just has a very sensitive stomach or is anxious, and the way that they show being anxious is their tummy is upset. Tamer is just phenomenal. I like Tamer for kids because DigestZen's pretty strong for one, and that's our typical go-to for digestive, but it smells like black licorice. And not everybody likes the smell of black licorice, but Tamer smells amazing because it has spearmint in it and it's a different smell. And so obviously when your kids are using things, we want things that they smell good and not things that kids are like, why do you smell like licorice walking around, right? So I like Tamer for that reason. Correct again, they're going to have things that go on that they can utilize something to support their skin if anything happens. And then, oh, sorry, a calming roller. So whether this is you gave them a lavender touch, you gave them a calmer, a roller bottle with calmer in it, which is a blend for kids whether it's balance, like let your child pick the one that works for them. Adaptive, teenagers love adaptive, but help them find one. Life is busy, school is chaotic. I don't care if it's a little kid or a big kid, giving them something that they know that they can reach for to support, to calm them down and learn a healthy way to deal with their emotions, not ignoring them, not shoving them down, not pretending everything's fine when it's not. Again, super empowering. Got some other people that love Tamer as well, especially especially when they're in public. Yeah, black licorice is a strong smell, but man, when it's late at night and all of a sudden all the tummies are upset, digestion just it just works. So, and then your picnic bag. So think about like what are you going out and you're doing this summer? And what do you need for activities? So I think one of our unsung heroes that we don't talk about enough would be TerraShield. It is an all natural bug repellent blend. So again, I'm not spraying DEET on my kids. I'm not putting toxins on my kids trying to keep things away from biting or nibbling on them. I can use something that works really, really well. Um, for when I lived on the East Coast, we had a really bad issue with a lot of deer ticks, and I actually added extra lemongrass to TerraShield. So one of the coolest tips I want to teach you is there is a book. It's called the Essential Life book. It's again one of those things every mom needs to have in the home. So when things pop up and you're like, where's my go-to guide? And in there, there's a guide for insect repellent, and it will tell you other oils. So TerraShield overall works phenomenal, especially for like mosquitoes and things. But if you're like in my area, here's something else that we deal with. Um, like we also have tons of earwigs out here in Utah. So I make a combo that I put around my house. It's TerraShield and borax, and we sprinkle around the perimeter of our home keeps all those things from coming in my house, but also my kids, I can spray it on them before we go out and we play when we're up late at night at the park because it's been too hot to be outside all day long. We don't want to get eaten up. TerraShield is really great. So definitely keep that one on hand. Again, you can learn to customize it for extra needs you might have. And I have been known to also spray that on my dog's collar because I don't like some of the toxic options for animals as well. And then obviously a really good, safe mineral sunscreen. So I love doTERRA sunscreen. It's really hard when you're trying to do the right thing and we do it by reaching for the wrong thing. And a lot of sunscreens on the market are very toxic. And so I want to know I have a company that I can trust, that we actually have clean formulas and easy to apply formula. And doTERRA has multiple versions. They have a stick version, they have cream, and they have a spray version. So there's multiple versions to make your life easier. And I love our sunscreen. Again, it's mineral. I'm not scared of the sun, but there's always a point where you can be out there for far too long, especially when you're chatting with Sandy in Hawaii and you get distracted and don't remember that you shouldn't be in the sunshine for 6 hours. You get lost in conversation. So yeah, easy things to have. And we've already mentioned all the reasons for lavender and peppermint. But again, they're just my go-to to go everywhere because you can handle most things. And then because it is your special possible prize for tonight, correct X, I just want to touch on it one more time. All things natural Neosporin. So instead of this being a petroleum-based product, we have some of our most powerful, amazing essential oils in Correctex. And I'll tell you my favorite story with it because I think experience speaks more volumes than a slide deck does. My daughter went off to camp with church a couple of summers ago. I get a call 2 days into camp. Hey, your daughter might have flicked a flaming marshmallow at her own face, like doing this with a stick. It came and it had burnt her. And she's like, didn't want to surprise you when we bring her home. It was a pretty bad burn on her face. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Should have told me 2 days ago. I would have gone up and I would have picked her up. And she comes home and I'm looking and I'm like, it's definitely a second-degree burn. And my daughter's going to have this massive scar like right here on her face. And immediately, like the first thing we did, we pulled out the Correctex. And actually, I'll have to send Sandy all the before and afters because I have all the before. It was like, guys, within less than a week, you couldn't even tell other than it was slightly pink. Nothing ever happened. Like my love for Correctex is it goes deep, but it's something so easy when you're looking at like dry, chapped skin or injured skin. It's one of my favorite. My father-in-law had a spot removed off of his arm. It took a lot of stitches to close up after they did some removal. Correctex was one of his favorite things while that was healing up. We've had so many great experiences. It's one of my favorite. It's definitely an unsung hero from doTERRA we don't speak about enough. And again, beautiful oils that help with healing the skin really quickly and naturally that I just love. Sore noses, another one. Bug bites, burns, cuts, all things skin. Yes, I totally agree. I love that you guys are throwing in all your tips. I quit paying attention to the chat, and I should have. Does TerraShield help with ants? You know what works really good for ants and spiders and mice? It's peppermint. Yes, TerraShield is great. I love it. Peppermint has been our go-to, especially in our basement. We have three of the kids' bedrooms are in the basement, and so peppermint. I'm telling you guys, if you just have peppermint and lavender on hand, those two alone, life is life changing. Anyways, yes to the ants. Yes, peppermint works great. Yes, TerraShield works great. So many great options. Unless you're talking about fire ants, and I don't know what keeps those things away, but after they bite you, lavender and peppermint actually help a lot. So hopefully it's just regular ants like sugar ants. How much TerraShield do you add? So my rule of thumb when I'm making anything with oils, it is about 15 drops of an oil per cup of product. So if I'm making my borax combo for keeping the earwigs away, it's about 15 drops of TerraShield. Comes in a 15 ml and a spray bottle, so you'd get the 15 ml, and then to every cup of borax. And you have to sprinkle enough borax around the perimeter, like right by the foundation of your home, that you can see it pretty good. So it just kind of depends on how big the perimeter of your home is to how much borax that you would need to use. But you should see a white line around the home, and it works amazing. Correctex helped my grandson's sty go away. It was there forever. Now it's gone. Yes, guys, keep throwing your stories and your experiences. Kids cut from a sharp rock that was infected. Yep, Correctex is amazing. So many good things. I love that you guys are throwing it all in here. Anyways, there's so many amazing tools. Um, but just kind of want to summarize. One is you won't even think of using the tools if you have let your brain go to complete empty because you've neglected yourself. So again, you have to fill up your cup and you will show up as a better version of you to your family and to your loved ones. Like you'll think through things easier, you'll feel things easier, and you won't go to bed with all the mom guilt. Okay. Second is put the oils where they belong. Put them out in the kitchen, in the bathroom, and in the bags so that we can actually have them on hand. It doesn't do good to have lavender and peppermint sitting in a drawer, and then for you to be at the park, and then all of a sudden your head starts pounding, and you're like, well, if I only had my, they don't do anything from the drawer at home. You needed them with you. So make sure that you're putting the oils in the bags that are going out the door, your purse, the backpacks, the diaper bag, like put them there. So when you need them, the tools are right at your fingertips. And look at that. We did it in less than an hour, Sandy.
It is awesome. I'm going to wrap up and then you could look at some of the questions that are out there.
Yep.
So those folks are asking, how do I get the recording? Guess what? I would recommend that you join the email list because it's spoon-fed to you. They always tell us now, don't expect it before Saturday. It might pop in there either on my Facebook group or the Discovery Essentials, but definitely join um, the Facebook group either by the QR code or bit.ly/Discover Essentials or join the email list. I love that it's just in my inbox personally. bit.ly/email list DE for Discovery Essentials, and that is case sensitive. There are some of you graduating tonight, so go to the bit.ly/grad progress 2026 first, and then take a look. I do know that they are running behind, so you probably are keeping track of that yourself. And if you are, follow through and then just continue to do that. Or tonight, no matter what, go to bit.ly/continuing ed 2026. And there is a wealth of knowledge in the permanent library. So definitely grab that QR code and go out there and share appropriately to all the folks that need this amazing education. When you say, for instance, tonight you're graduating, you're going to either pick from the teachable course, Essential Oil Certification, if you've already done it. This gift from doTERRA is $97, guys. What an inexpensive price thinking. And you can gift this. So if you have already attended it, gift it to somebody else that you know and that would benefit from it. Or you can pick any two of those six. And over a year, you will have the entire um, kit that it comes with the emotional aromatherapy kit. So definitely do that. Three ways that folks want to purchase them, three types of people. Those that want to live, share, and build. We all are looking for ways that we are empowered as parents and as individuals to live a healthier life. And I want everyone to purchase them by number three, below wholesale. And I am going to tell you that when they had the Rose Touch, I purchased two kits that month. So I was able to get those. So below wholesale. How do I find those? Scan the QR code and go to bit.ly/enrollment kits US. Again, it is case sensitive. I did my inventory. And as you all know, we give gifts away, and I'm always giving them in my booths. And so I picked up a couple kits that are more than 25% off. So when you purchase kits, you're getting a big greater discount. If you're starting out tonight, don't forget about the Masters Club code, and then you can pick any one of these three if you are purchasing and enrolling with $150. Please give me a call, text me, call me, or email me. I think I've got three more classes left to book for 2026. And I'm going to tell you, we do have Lauren Bush coming back. So I know I get requests for that. Yes, she will be back. And I'm so excited to be able to spend some time with her in September. So I'm going to stop sharing. And I'm going to have Lauren pick a number from 4 to 93.